terrible news. I forgot the mic. I brought everything except for the microphone. And I don't think the camera mic is that bad, but like I like using a mic. It makes me feel professional. It makes me feel like I know what I'm doing. But it's okay. I'll survive. I'm sure the regular mic is good. Hey. I'm coming from another video that I just made. It was like a little vlog. I think that's being uploaded after this one. I'm gonna edit this one first, most likely. And that little mini vlog, because I did a vlog, because I remember when I first started like switched my content on the channel, I did like 2 or 3 vlogs, but I didn't like it. But why not try it again? You know, why not just give it another shot? What do I lose? Absolutely nothing. So I'm just going for it. Seeing how I enjoyed recording it. What I didn't like was like same things, having to like record myself all the time, blah blah. I don't know. You guys can check it out. You guys can tell me how you feel about it. So the 5 people are gonna see it. I know. This video we are talking about scripture. We are talking about my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And it's July 7th. So with that, we open up Proverbs 7. Proverbs. I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to talk about Proverbs 7 because it's not necessarily like the most intriguing thing to talk about. But God put in my heart. So off the bat, I have a little note from when I read Proverbs 7, and it has little notes of what it was about, and it was about immoral women. So I'm talking to my young guys out there, me. Literally, I'm talking to myself, basically. So Proverbs 7, I'm gonna read a few verses, maybe the whole. Yeah, let's read the whole thing. Let's go. Ready? Proverbs chapter 7, guys. We start with verse 1. Follow my advice, my son. Always treasure my commands. Obey my commands and live. Guard my instructions as you guard your own eyes. Tie them on your fingers as a reminder. Write them deep within your heart. Love wisdom like a sister. Make insight a beloved member of your family. Let them protect you from an affair of an immoral woman, from listening to the flattery of a promiscuous woman. While I was at the window of my house, looking through the curtain, I saw some naive young men, one in particular who lacked common sense. He was crossing the street near the house of an immoral woman, strolling down the path by her house. It was at twilight, in the evening, as deep darkness fell. The woman approached him. Seductively dressed, with sly of heart, she was brash, rebellious type, never content to stay at home. She was often in the streets and markets, soliciting at every corner. She threw her arms around him and kissed him. And with a brazen look, she said, "I've just made a peace offering and fulfilled my vow. You're the one I was looking for. I came out to you, and here you are. My bed is spread with beautiful blankets with colored sheets of Egyptian linen. I perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come, let's drink our fill of love until the morning. Let's enjoy each other's caresses. For my husband is not home. He's away on a long trip. He has taken a wallet full of money with him, and he won't return until later this month." So she seduced him with a pretty speech and enticed him with her flattery. But get this. He followed her at once, like an ox going to a slaughter. He was like a stag caught in the trap, awaiting the arrow that pierced his heart. He was like a bird flying into a snare, little knowing it would cost him his life. So listen to me, my sons, and pay attention to my words. Don't let your hearts stray away from toward her. Don't wander down the wayward path. For she has been the ruin of many. Many men have been her victims. Her house is the road to the grave. Her bedroom is a den of death. That's strong. That is very strong. So Solomon, King Solomon, the wisest man ever, he is writing this to his son. He's talking about girl advice. Giving girl advice. Same way you probably ask your dad for girl advice. Same way you probably ask your brother, your friends for girl advice, right? I don't know if you guys noticed, but everything that he is saying is almost a complete opposite of what we hear nowadays, right? Nowadays, when you hear girl advice for guys, you hear a bunch of stuff like, you know, get with as many women as you can, get with the baddest girl you know, or I don't know, just stuff like that, you know, very lustful advice that you hear. And it's very bad. All this advice is leading up to meeting with Satan right there. All that advice is all leading to encounters with a promiscuous woman who, if a man follows, is like an ox going to the slaughter. So as a young guy, you really need to be careful with the type of woman that you're with, the type of girl that you're with. Even with women too, you need to be careful with the guy that you're with, because that's a pretty strong commitment, and you don't want to mess it up and completely knock yourself over, get led astray, stuff like that. You don't want that to happen. And you know, one thing that I really noticed And a lot of guys talk bad on certain types of women. A lot of guys will be like, there's no good girls nowadays, or like, all girls are just a bunch of hoes, or like, can't trust girls, girls are evil, blah blah blah, women are evil, women suck, women this, women that. Bro, look at the type of women that you are looking at. I'm not someone who's judging. No, don't get me wrong, I'm not judging women, I'm not. But how are you gonna say that there's no good women out there, that there's no good people, there's no good girls out there? If you look for them in the club, you're an idiot. Like, you're always saying you want a good girl, you want to find a sweet girl, you want to find a nice traditional, you want a Christian girl. But you're going to the club every week. You sound stupid. I mean, but like, you do, it's the truth. You literally just, you sound like an imbecile. How are you gonna look for one thing but go to a completely different sector? That makes no sense, bro. You know, you kind of, like, you beg for a good girl, you beg for a good woman, you beg for a good man, you beg for a good boyfriend. But deep down, you know yourself that you are not even deserving of that. You know deep down in yourself that there's so much to be fixed within you, but you want somebody else to come along and to just, like, barely just cover up those wounds for you. Nah, man, you gotta fix it yourself. Verse 10. The woman approached him, seductively dressed and sly of heart. She was a brash, rebellious type, never content to stay at home. She is often in the streets and markets, soliciting at every corner. She threw her arms around him and kissed him with a brazen look. As a guy, how are you gonna see a potential partner in someone like that? How are you gonna beg for a good woman, but then you're like a freaking horn dog? And then you see another thing where, like, a guy will see a woman like that. He'll just get with her just to, like, hit, and that's it. They don't want nothing else to do. That's it. First of all, that's just straight up degenerate. What if that was your daughter? What if that was your daughter? Do you want other guys talking about your daughter like that? Do you want other guys talking about your sister like that, about your mother like that? And you might even say some BS like, oh, but they're gonna do it anyways. Why do you have to do it? They're gonna do it anyways. Cool, that's on them. You don't gotta know about that. Why do you have to do it? If you wouldn't like somebody to talk about your daughter that way, about your mother that way, about your sister that way, you shouldn't do it yourself, because you look like a fool. You look like an idiot. And there will be a day, I hope not, there will be a day where the way that you talked about and treated women and men, even if there's a girl watching this, the way you treated and talked about other men and other women, someone will talk about your kid the same exact way. I hope it doesn't happen, but that's how life works. That's how it is. Don't let your heart stray toward her. Don't give your heart to somebody whose heart is cold and his heart is full of things of this world. And again, I'm not someone who's like trying to give you relationship advice. I'm the last person you want to look to for that. But like, don't be an idiot, bro. Don't be like, I want to find, like it's impossible to find good women, it's impossible to find good girls. But you're going to the club every week. You're swiping up on random girls' Instagram stories every single week. Of course, you're never going to find a good girl. Are you even a good guy? Are you even a good man? Or are you even a good woman that you want to find a good guy? You're probably not. You know, and I could already read, when I clip these up and post these on TikTok, I could already read the comments that are like, she's not going to let you hit, bro. Don't be a fool. You really need to be careful. I don't want to really talk to young guys. You really need to be careful about the type of woman that you get. I even wrote like a list of notes that I got from the Proverbs, where it gives like a moral, the traits of an immoral woman. It's seductively dressing, sly, deceptive, rebellious, avoid outside, easy, love bombing, cheater, all that stuff. And again, I'm not saying that like guys are perfect, absolutely not. But like, I'm a guy, I'm talking to guys. I'm not talking to young girls. I'm talking to young guys. Don't be a fool. Don't go for the woman who obviously is not in the best shape to be in a relationship, who's obviously not fit to be a good partner. Don't go for her just because she's bad, because looks fake, but the heart stays the same. And just one big thing that I really want to stress is like, don't be an idiot. Don't be that guy who's like, oh, there's no good women out there, bro, I can't find good girls. Look at your lifestyle. Does your lifestyle represent one that a good man would have? Stop complaining that you can't find good girls, but you're a horrible guy. You'd be like, oh, all women are evil, all girls are evil. Shut the hell up. Go to a church, realize that maybe you're the problem, and little by little you will start finding more people who are genuinely good people. And you're gonna realize that, hey, maybe not everybody is bad, maybe not everybody's a cheater, maybe not everybody's like this, like that, like that. Because at the end of the day, you attract what you are. If you go to the club every single week, of course you're not going to find a good girl. Of course you're not going to find a meaningful relationship. It makes no sense. But if you constantly go to church, you constantly do good things, you're constantly in the gym, eventually you're going to start finding more like-minded people like that. I've noticed it in my life. I promise you. The video wasn't planned though, like this specific topic. That's all I gotta say. If it did come off as harsh and condemning, good. It's from God. I really appreciate you guys for watching. Check out the other vlog. I'll probably put it in the link. Actually, that's not possible. But check it out. You know, let me know what you guys think about it. Maybe I'll start doing more videos like that. But I thank you guys for watching. Thank you for your time. Take care and God bless.